Okay, it is... What the hell is it? It's like Friday. Friday the 16th. It's like April 16th or 7th. I think it's the 17th, 2020. We're during the quarantine, kind of a, you know, people are out doing basic things and social distancing, and obviously I'm social distancing, even though I've kind of like been social distanced for the last 19 years, finding out that my family's insane, and they've done this to my life, trying to make me look crazy. They're using the judicial system to try to make me look crazy. You name it, things that have actually always been going on. Now, I haven't wrote any notes. I haven't done a video blog entry in a long ass time. But I found out a whole bunch of new information that is disturbing, and it actually makes a lot of sense. On things that I couldn't sort of understand were going on. Now I'm out here right here is Hermosa Beach, and now I'm headed out probably way out that way, Palo Verde. I don't know where I'm gonna go, and I'm probably gonna take like the one or the coast is close to the water back towards where I live. And that is that, just kind of getting out, getting fresh air. But while I obviously am getting out, I'm noticing shitloads of the people migrating together in huge, just insane numbers in the last week, with the clothing, ramping up the clothing stalking tactics. And so, on video today, I have from Beverly Hills, from Woodland Hills to Beverly Hills to LAX, Los Angeles area, to Redondo Beach, to Manhattan Beach, to Hermosa Beach. Oh wait, I'm in Hermosa Beach, I must be stalking Alexa some more, right? Well, ironically, every city, every state, every place I go to, I'm magically stalking someone I don't know or am not friends with, and then told I'm not allowed to leave my house just by my presence in their city. And I've probably had literally 100,000 claims from women I've never met or don't know saying I'm stalking them. And I don't really want to get into the details of this growing operations like that. Example, in the old days, I used to talk to people on IRC, internet related chat on the internet, and Paul Humphrey would sweep on in. Kevin, I'm moving here, come visit me. Kevin's stalking this girl, right? Framing me, making it look like I'm stalking people and things like that. I don't want to go too deep into Paul Humphrey, where I dated a girl named Honey once off IRC, and magically Paul Humphrey starts dating a girl, Honey. How, you're probably asking right now, well, how did Paul know of your relationship with an IRC girl you never told him about? Precisely. Okay, so, and that is the questions you should really be asking yourself, is all these frame jobs and setup attempts going across 42 years now, not just from my close friends, not just from my family and my brother and my sister-in-law and things, and my father, but stranger after stranger my entire life. Now, how can this happen? If they're strangers and I don't know them, from city to city, state to state, they must be giving out information, something like Kevin's crazy and we need to remove him from society, on a bunch of psychotic murdering, quote-unquote, crazy hunters, right? I mean, isn't that what these people are? Crazy hunters, just like Jew hunters, or just like KKK or white supremacists. They label you, bigoted racists, they label you something that has nothing to do with anything. And by the way, the crazy label means nothing. Crazy is an empty word. It means nothing. That guy's crazy. Okay, so, I mean, how's he crazy, right? Well, he sleeps with a lot of women. Okay, well, whatever. Who fucking cares? You're gonna kill that guy with a crazy label because he sleeps with a lot of women, right? Okay, whatever. I mean, you can apply to anything. So crazy doesn't mean your life's in danger. And everyone's life's in danger. It just is a label, an empty label. Okay, hence like Dinse running around making up lies with Starbucks employees that I supposedly threatened to kill all Starbucks customers to try to make it look like I'm crazy. Now remember, when Dinse makes these claims, I actually have video and audio proof showing that I did absolutely nothing wrong any way, shape, or form, showing that Starbucks employees and restaurant employees and every employee known to man and every friend known to man has been working on me my entire life. To give you an example, at around the age 8 years old, Tom Farley makes up a lie that I supposedly saw an alien. And am crazy. Okay? So, I trace this all the way back, and even before that, to Tom Farley. Tom Farley was told to try to make me look crazy in the eyes of the world. And it jumps from person to person. Brian Weaver, Tom Hoke, probably Eric Johnson, whatever, you list 100 million people. Actually, I'm going to fix the lighting on this exposure really quick here. Okay, so I think that's probably better, right? It's hard to see. I can't really see you too well with this little LCD. I can't see if I'm in focus or not. I've never used this camera. Normally I use a small little Yi. Whatever, I'm trying my A7S, just what the hell. Okay, so where was I? So my point is that all throughout my entire life, all my friends, my family are trying, for some reason, to make me look crazy, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but if everyone you know is trying to make you look crazy, and the more that you prove to them that you're not crazy, and the angrier they get, and the more they try to set you up or frame you, and they tell you better not talk, or from varying levels, you better not talk or they'll kill you. If you say something, it'll get a lot worse for you, this and that. Then they're showing their true colors. They're showing that they're the crazy ones and they're the psychotic murderers. Now, one of my family and friends and brother, especially my brother, his tactics, or their tactics, are to try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo. Where does this come from? I mean, where does this whole violent paranoid schizo thing even come from? Well, I'm guessing it's just a government eradication tactic. Because if you have some person that's like supposedly the worst of the worst and off slaughtering people for no reason or whatever, even though there's absolutely nothing I've done, and they're just going off on random people, even though random people are going off on me, and then turning it around with the police and judicial system in a strategic conspiring operation for my extermination on some level, a cage, institution, killing me, endless nervous breakdowns until I die, inflict so much anxiety that my nervous system gives out and I die because it looks like the person just suffered from anxiety and croaked or something. Whatever. I can't. If their brain gave out, they turned into a vegetable or something. I can't tell you. I'm guessing it's something in the archive of the government kill operation agenda to people they flag and kill, because for me, they started in on me at 5 years old, exterminate Kevin at all costs. Okay, so I want to sort of talk about the roots leading up to my sister-in-law, Jennifer Pilchick Perelman, who I find out is actually running for the United States Congress of America. Whoa. Okay, now, the first thing you need to understand is I don't hang out with my brother and his wife, or I stay clear away from my brother all the way in Florida, and I'm in California because I found out that he's kind of the source of what's going on with my family, and mostly, and my father for sure. Trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo and off me, right? I can't tell you what their problem is. All I can tell you is there's murderers in this world, and they take all shapes and sizes, and my brother seems to be the ultimate psychotic that wants to kill people and get away with it. He fits my same profile as my father. He's a urologist with a secondary psychology degree. My father's an orthopedic surgeon with a psychology degree, and my mother is a art therapist that worked at Cedars-Sinai and analyzes me and tries to overanalyze me based on endless insecurity and prove that I'm the bad seed. And they all just, okay, so come 29, Mike Huntley's death threats. He's given me enough rope to hang myself with. He's given the government, or he's using the system against me. He's letting me know that the police are involved in investigations for no reason, which is weird. For investigations because I went to college and I took classes that he didn't approve of or something. I can't tell you. But there were all sorts of people sent after me. Okay, Kelly Hatch was told to follow me up from Calabasas High to Southern Oregon State College, working with a guy named Eric Christensen, working with a girl named Sherry Christensen, working with the police, working with the teachers, the professors, to try to make me look crazy in their over-dramatized bullshit about every intricate detail of my life that doesn't make any sense. And they give it out to the entire planet. So every piece of artwork I created is somehow some crime. If I go like this, that's a crime. If I yawn in a class, that's a crime. Okay, so you get the idea, right? Okay. They're strategic by nature to rile the masses against me. Now, my speech is going to be a little fragmented because I haven't put down notes of what I'm going to talk about, so I'm just going to sort of try to figure out my own timeline. And I think today's topic I really want to iterate or reinforce is the progression from childhood and my brother's behaviors to eradicate my existence, and how it's linking up to Jennifer Pilchick, which seems to be running, which is running for Congress in the United States of America. Now, I didn't know this because I don't talk to them, and obviously this information doesn't come to my family, or come from my family, and I don't talk to much of my family because they can't be honest about the goddamn situation. And if they can't be honest about a situation like this, where my life's in danger and people are trying to lock me away, then what kind of family is this? When they talk about blood is thicker than water, they only talk about it... Oh, can we... I don't know. They only talk about it in situations that apply to me helping them with crimes, and by me saying I don't want any part of your fucking sick shit ends up in my demise with the whole you're a snitch, you're dead type of thing. Hence my brother trying to get me to help him when I stopped my brother from going after Gregoire with a crowbar because Jennifer Yang, ironically Jason's now married to Jennifer Pilchick, but Jennifer Yang, the cheerleader at Calabasas High, when I stopped my brother from going after Gregoire because Jennifer broke up with him when he went to University of Colorado and started dating my friend Greg, my brother gave me the blood is thicker than water, how I have to help him, how I have to spy on Greg for him, how I have to give him information about Greg, all the shit that you would be saying, what the fuck? You know? I'm trying to live my life. Why do I need to deal with your fucking obsession, hate, and rage? Right? And then they started in on me with we put a teacher in a mental institution and we have a bug in your room and we're listening to everything you do on the radio to try to sort of flip me into a paranoid state, which didn't work. And I thought Jason was just being a dumbass because he was putting license plate frames on his car like I swerve and hit people at random. He was, him and his friends were going out with water fire extinguishers and pissing people off through drive-thrus. They're doing all their road chase bullshit. And me, I'm doing positive shit like building cars and, okay, so I sped a little. That's my big crime. I sped a little. And Jason's out like mass destruction, but everyone's mad at me, not Jason. And it turns out that all these things that are happening, Jason's saying, is me with the police and government. And scarier than that, then they're trying to cover it up by saying Kevin's schizo. So he did it, but he's saying it's Jason or something like that. Okay? Shit that doesn't even just unfucking fathomable, right? Okay. So, and then they're trying to illegally arresting me, trying to make me look crazy and put me up on court stands and get false coerced confessions, which have now been going on with the judicial system and psychology community for the 19 years that I found out at 29. It's actually been going on since 5 years old, which is freaky as shit. Okay, so that being said, this government and now worldwide agenda to make me look crazy and eradicate my existence no matter what it takes. For example, today I went to get food at Boulevard Burger on the way out, and the guy, and he always says the same thing. So are you working today? And what he means when he says it isn't like, hey, are you working? Now, first, you have to understand, that's a very strange question from some guy you're buying food from at a restaurant. And I've been brutalized at every restaurant in the world, and they're trying to turn. Okay, my battery died, and this is the first time I've ever done this with this camera, so there's going to be a kind of a little learning curve. I'm not sure if I'm fully focused because I can't see the LCD very well, and obviously, what's that? Okay, so obviously, if it's easier when you're behind the camera, trying to do everything by yourself, right? But hey, that's the life I live, where I'm forced to do everything by myself. Okay, so, Jesus, what the... So I was looking for a cigar. Buy it. Okay, I was looking for a cigar, my cigar cutter, whatever. Okay, so... Lights off. Okay, so, where was I? I'm not exactly sure where the camera cut off. I think it was at the Boulevard Burger. So I was stating, I go in. Now, he always asks the same question. Are you working today? Now, why does he ask this question? That's a little strange, out of context question. From the Boulevard, from a restaurant, especially, I don't know the guy very well or at all, pretty much, as if he knows what I do for a living, although they're trying to make it look like I'm doing something illegal, or more importantly than that, he's trying to make it look like I'm John Nash and into conspiracy theories, and the government has contacted me and I'm a secret agent and this and that, just like Rodie Morales sent after me by the LAPD was doing by saying, Kevin, let's go to strip clubs, Kevin's crazy, blah, 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 blah. Okay, same thing. Now, you don't talk about what we're doing in your life, or you're crazy. So it's always ends up in their crazy labels, but you can see that behind everything they're doing is hate and rage. Okay, it's hate and rage. And you hand them a video showing, I could hand these same people a video of someone saying, we're gonna get together and make Kevin crazy, and they would say, I'm not gonna look at the video because you're crazy. And you know instantly that they're working with these mass groups in a conspiracy to exterminate me. Now, I can only draw the conclusion, like everything else, because their behavior is based on the same strategic pattern it has always been, jumping from one thing to the next. Commit this crime against Kevin Perelman and then say Kevin Perelman did it to someone else. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? So if a girl's told to hunt me down and stalk me, their cover-up will be that I'm stalking the girl. Okay? And this will go from girl to 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 girl until you go, what the fuck is going on, right? Okay. So, and then it goes to the next thing. Oh, some guy might steal a car, Kevin did it. And I'm not friends with him, by the way, so it's not like I'm part of this. Maybe something happens in the neighborhood, Kevin did it. And then here's a good one. When I was a young kid, my brother and Richard Grunberg lit the hill or back hill on fire. And then my father goes around, running around telling the world that I'm a crazy kid and an arsonist. Okay? And so each thing that my brother does or someone else does, the world is told it's Kevin, he's crazy and a public nuisance and he needs to be rid of the world, right? And it goes from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to girl to person to situation, and it all gets archived by these government systems, given out in secret to the world. I'm hunted by every person on the planet, and I keep saying, this is what's going on, this is the truth, and a lot of people go, you're crazy, because we don't want you talking. They come to death threats. Or things like, people don't want to know about your personal life, so, don't tell them, right? It's like, or there'll be some kind of threat, right? Thugging threat with the people don't want to know about your life. But what the statement really states is, or a girl threatening me last week saying, people don't want to know about your life and get your fucking shit off the street or whatever, referring to my cars, which they were dumping dog shit on, and they were setting off my car alarm all night. And so they're dumping dog shit on the car. They're setting the car alarm off. They put a note, we don't want you parking here because the car alarm is defective. But if that was the case, why are they putting dog shit and threatening, having deep conversations about my personal life with it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, and in the end, why are you attacking me in anger and rage if it's a concern about an annoying broken car alarm, which is very rare? And by the way, I've done that. They've worked this tactic on me multiple times. And so what I did is I bring my car into the garage and see if the alarm goes off by itself, and it's fine, right? It's just in the spot on the public street. Or one time it went off once during a night, and someone put a note on the car saying your alarm has been going off all night. So I looked at the DVR video. It went off one single time when two people walked by my car and they got about 100 feet away, which could possibly mean, I'm not saying for sure, but it looks like they might have a key fob with the same frequency setting it off, or maybe they kicked the tire, I don't know, right? But my point is that this claim that my alarm is going off all night when it went off one single time on video. Now, this last time it went off all night because I kept coming out, who's screwing with my car, while they're putting dog shit on it. And even if the alarm in a very rare case was defective, when I had the conversation with this person, she kept accusing me of doing it to them. I'm setting off my alarm from way the fuck down there inside my house when they're like 20 feet away, like they live 20 feet away from my car. Right? Okay? So, you get the idea. And she says like, well, you came out last night at 2. Okay, well, first of all, in this statement, Why does my neighbor know that if I come out at 2 or 3 or 4 or 1 or 5? Why do they have documentation of this? Second of all, why is she questioning me, trying to intimidate me for going out and taking walks? Okay? This has been going on for 19 years. You're not allowed to take a walk, and you're ruining our lives if you take walks. Okay? And you're not allowed to go to a park, or you're ruining our life if you go to a park, so we're going to mob you to death in mass groups and then say you're a public nuisance. Okay. So, I'm getting a little sidetracked, but I want you to understand the usual. We're going to mob this guy to death since 5 years old. Try to rid him of the world, try to make him look like a violent paranoid schizo by trying to get reactions to use against him. Now, what's scarier than shit, my father's heavily involved. The psychology community is heavily involved. They all, remember I said they all have psychology degrees, everyone in my family, to use as weapons. The LAPD, there's like hundreds of police reports to the LAPD, but nothing's going on. Kevin's just a bad guy and needs to die. From the first police report I tried to file and trying to get private investigators to help me, which were lying and trying to stop the truth from coming out, all sorts of shit, right? So if the private and some of those private investigators were friends with police, and I'm gonna have to type in some GPS coordinates really soon. And then they sort of turn around trying to get confessions from me when I'm trying to pay them for help, going, look what's being done to my life, right? Okay, so, and then when I got smart enough to understand what was going on, the private investigators, just like the therapists, refused to help me, trying to cover it all up. Okay, so once you get smart enough, there is no help. It's just do what we tell you or we kill you. And the same lady with her little blackmail message, get your shit off the street and nobody wants to know about your life. Well, that's fine. You know, if she wants to go out and not obsess on me and live her life, that's totally up to her. But the honest, decent people with morals and integrity, they need to know the truth. And I have the right to defend myself. Despite the fact that my father with Mike Huntley has threatened my life, I'm not allowed to defend myself. I have the right for a counter argument about the truth. Okay, I'm just pulling aside here. I need to look at my GPS because I don't even know where the hell I am. Okay, so I'm just kind of pulling up GPS coordinates. I'm here. And Malaga Cove. Can I do this? I think I can. Yeah, okay.
Head west on Palos Verde Drive.
Wait. Driving, not walking.
Head west on Palos Verde Drive west toward Arroyo Path.
Okay, it's a cigars crime, and I've smoked too many cigars in this lifetime. Oh, are we still recording? Yeah, we are. Okay, good. Okay, so I've smoked too many cigars in this lifetime, so now I'm committing the cigar smoking crime. And I need to be controlled and immobilized. Yeah, okay, sure, Adolf Hitler. Okay, so, and I'm also not allowed to read books that teach me about abusive people, like emotional blackmail. Right? A little strange. Okay, so, which is very rare, by the way, because when the emotional blackmail book I read applies to the worst of the worst psychotic personalities is very rare, and I wanted to understand these people stalking me that nobody would help me. So I committed that crime by reading the book. Okay, but the writer didn't commit the crime, just the reader. Okay, so that's not the type of thing you're hunted and killed over, by the way. Okay, so for reading a book about abusive people. Okay, so unless the abusive person says, oh shit, he's figuring shit out, I gotta kill him for figuring shit out. Okay, so I talked about the Boulevard Burger guy trying to make it look like I'm a crazy man and I think I'm a secret agent and I'm a conspiracy theorist and all this. Well, I only have one conspiracy theory, and that is the groups of people taking turns in anger and rage on me. That's the only conspiracy theory I believe in. Okay. And that's not a theory. It's been proven 100 billion times over with these psychotic pieces of shit trying to make me look crazy to rid me of the world. Okay. So.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Via Montemar.
We got too much wind here. I can't hear. I need better lighting. My GPS I'm not looking at, and it's routing me everywhere. Okay, so where are we? Okay, hold on. I just gotta follow this GPS here.
Turn left onto Via Montemar.
Okay, so I want to try to start at the beginning because all these things are linking to.
In half a mile, turn left onto Via Del Monte.
My brother, Jason Perelman. My father, Ron Perelman. Now Jennifer Pilchick on some kind of personal vendetta tirade. It's not a personal vendetta, it's a cover-up to try to make my brother look like a good guy because he doesn't want his reputation to be like mine after he intentionally destroyed my life and launched a worldwide campaign to have me killed. You can obviously see what's going on, right? Okay, so let's try to start from the beginning. Jason Perelman, the bullying, terrorist, thugging brother who was doing shit to me that I could not possibly fathom he could even think up by himself. And I don't think he did think it up by himself because my father does the same things. And same with Random Stranger and all my brother's friends and my friends and all the things that are being done to me by strangers.
Next left onto Via Del Monte.
Okay, all the things that are being done to me by strangers go from one sequentially to the next. Okay, so what that means is someone's developing psychological warfare, torture, and kill tactics, obviously from the psychology community, and then it's done to me from stranger after stranger, and all of them involve trying to turn it around and cover it up, saying that I'm doing it to people when they're doing it to me. Okay, so, and then they say Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo. Okay, so, Jason Perelman, 5 years old. Okay, two events happened at 5 years old. One, I'm in the street. This is off Tiara Street in Woodland Hills. I'm on the street and I'm playing in the gutter with mud and water. You know, like a pail and a shovel you'd have in a sandbox. And when I'm done doing, who knows, like little mud castles or whatever the fuck, I don't know, I throw the mud and water out of the pail in the street. Some mud and water hit a car. The guy stops, he gets out. I'm scared shitless. I'm a tiny little 5-year-old. I run in crying. I can't tell you after that what happened. Like, I can't recall. You know, I'm too young. I'm too young to know if my family asked any questions. Wait, hold on. I'm GPS. What the hell? Where are we going? I'm too young to really ask any questions or say, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. The point is that this harmless little thing, throwing mud and water in the street, and some of it hitting a car, and the guy stopping like, what the fuck, and me going like, ah, and running in crying at 5 years old. I'm a tiny little kid.
Continue on Palos Verde Drive West.
Results in the, what do you call it? In the point where my family decides Kevin's crazy and needs to be eradicated. Why? What's the big deal? Well, you don't see other kids throwing mud and water in the street. Well, obviously what they're really saying is, Kevin's a devil child, and he's trying to cause car accidents at 5 years old. I mean, and he's the bad seed. And how do I know this? Because I've had people sit there working on me trying to prove my entire life that I'm a horrible demon child. Okay, now you're saying, you know, shit like this happens all the time with kids, and the parents don't go fucking ballistic on them with every resource on the planet.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Paseo del Mar.
Because of something so stupid. Okay? That's what you need to understand. And you can apply this to everything in my life. Chewing with my mouth open at the dinner table means I'm trying to provoke you to death and kill you or something. I don't know. Okay. And then they try to turn it around on me, right?
Then you will arrive at your destination.
Now the other thing I believe, well, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, I gotta reroute here.
Head south. In a quarter mile, turn left onto Via Montemar.
Get me out of here! I'm gonna pull this side of the road here, do some GPS coordinates, and try to talk. Oh, I gotta push in the clutch. Okay, so, let's see, Palos Verde. I think we want to be more like maybe here. I think. No, let's go there. It's only 4 minutes.
Head south on Palos Verde Drive West toward Via Montemar.
Okay, does this thing still record? Yes, still recording, good. Okay, so I think there's a more significant thing we need to talk about here. Because there's this whole scam about Kevin has childhood trauma. Kevin has childhood trauma, we need to lock him in a mental institution. Well, I don't understand the correlation with this continual mental institution thing with my family. Why do I need to be in a mental institution? Right? It's like this mental institution obsession with my family. Since 5 years old, Kevin needs to be in a mental institution. Why? Why do I need to be in a mental institution? Did my mom and dad watch One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and believe that everyone should be put in a mental institution? I don't fucking know, right? Okay. So, first of all, what does trauma have to do with mental institutions? What does, even OCD, not that I have it, but what does OCD have to do with mental institutions? What does mental illness have to do with mental institutions? Okay? It's a common fallacy or misnomer that people who are crazy are put in mental institutions. Okay? The only people that are really put into mental institutions are people that can't function in society. Like if you can't live a fucking fork to your mouth, and they're only put into the mental institutions if someone can't afford to take care of you, right? People are generally put into mental institutions, and hey, you're a mental institution material. You sleep on the streets like Rex Schillenberger, who has sued the LA County with Dinse trying to lock him in a mental institution for sleeping in his car. How dare he? He's a crazy man. Put him in a mental institution. Okay? These are psychotic murderers with LAPD badges. Okay? Trying to make money off people and rid them of the world. Okay. So, and then destroy their name and reputation in communities. And they're just minding their own fucking business. Okay, like me. Okay, so, the more significant trauma, I keep getting them, they keep trying to get me to give them some kind of traumatic event of my life but they won't tell me. They won't tell me what their concern, their insecurity is. Their concern, their insecurity. Just tell me, or we lock you away. Well, if I'm out starting my own company and they go, we're going to hunt you down and kill you with 29. I have my own company for 6 years with Mike Huntley. Mike Huntley, you're a fucking dead man with the police and government. Now, even the guy with Boulevard Burger guy and the places all around Los Angeles who instantly have communication, they instantly have the fact that I bought food at Boulevard Burger and I'm being harassed by other businesses around here, around everywhere in the country, showing you that the information is going.
Your destination will be on the left.
Showing that the information is going from one place instantly to all the other places. Take turns on Kevin Perelman in anger and rage until we can rid him of the world and say he's crazy. Oh shit, I lost my train of fucking thought. Because I'm jumping from here to there, but they're all related because these aren't normal situations. Where was I? Boulevard Burger trying to make me look like I'm into conspiracy theories and I think I'm a secret agent. Whatever, trying to make it look like the gang stalking thing is this just... what was that Tom Cruise movie called where he has an epiphany and he's a sports agent?
Destination is on the left.
Right, I didn't wake up like, I have a great idea. Let's stop gang stalking. I woke up, I'm being fucking hunted. These people want me fucking dead. And the first person that showed his real true colors, aside from the angry people like strippers named Bentley saying, you'll get fucking yours, to find out that people like Jen Hess were paid off to have me killed. Fakes like Julia Sophia, also named Rodie Morales, working with the LAPD, sent after me to have me killed or eradicated. Trying to plant trash bags full of marijuana in my house to make me look like a drug dealer. Okay, so after Mike Huntley, oh, that's right, the places were hinting that I was a drug dealer at coffee shops all out in like Redondo Beach and things like that. Well, once again, how do the people in Redondo Beach know who I am? That's the original question at 29. I'm walking out, Mike Huntley's singing World of Paranoia and You're a Dead Man. People in Redondo Beach and Las Vegas and Wyoming and Washington, D.C. and Florida, every single person I meet knows me, wants me dead. But I'm not allowed to know what I'm accused of, and then it's you're crazy, you're imagining the whole thing. Okay. All linked to people worldwide. Now let's go to Jason Perelman. Let's go to the whole trauma thing, the real trauma. And not Jason Perelman and his friends showing me Toxic Avenger 100,000 times by Trauma Films and then saying I conform to media and I'm a toxic waste monster or something. But let's talk, because by the way, that was one of his tactics, he and his friends, to show me horror movies over and over and try to make it look like I conform to media. And that tactic actually still goes on today with strangers and people in the entertainment industry and things like that. Okay, so Jason Perelman, I'm guessing around the age 5, same house on Tiara Street. And I'm probably gonna have to plug new GPS coordinates in. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so Jason Perelman, I'm guessing I was about 5 years old. He is bitten. We have my father has a show dog, and it was a Commodore, a rare dog, and the Commodore bit Jason in the face. Okay? Now, I'm guessing Jason flipped his lid at that point and wants to take out his anger on me. I can't tell you why. Maybe I wasn't bitten and he was. So he has to fucking eradicate the younger brother because I didn't feel the pain of dog teeth in my face. I don't fucking know, right? But we're talking about traumatic events. We're talking about psychology communities saying, we're not going to fucking ever leave you alone, and we've been hunting you since 5, and we want you to tell us your traumatic event that did this to your life. Well, the only traumatic event I can think of is I turned 29 and there was Jason Perelman with all his friends and my family saying, we're going to exterminate you and rid you of the world, with every person I've ever known coming to light, and me going, holy shit, what the fuck? Okay, so, but what is the real traumatic events we need to talk about? Jason Perelman, the real psychotic murderer. Age 5, our Commodore bites Jason in the face. I think I made a joke last night on Twitter, like, now looking back, I think Oppo was the dog. Now looking back, I think Oppo had really good predator instincts. Okay? You understand where I'm going with that. Okay. Now, my entire life, I can remember my dad being abusive towards animals, shock collars on our dog Rhoda, the Rhodesian Ridgeback, and putting our English sheepdog in a cage. And I'm not saying it's a tiny, small cage, but what I am saying is, you know, it's like a 20 by 10 foot cage in the backyard, and the dog had the entire backyard to live in. So why was the dog in a cage? I'm not saying he had it in a 1 foot by 1 foot cage, shoving a cattle prod up its ass like he's trying to do to me. But what I am saying is why. And then the dog would finally get out of the cage and run around all happy. I'm free. And my dad would go, the dog's fucking crazy. Right? And I'd be like, you know, why are you putting the dog in the fucking cage? Why are you putting shock collars on Rhoda? Why don't you just show it love and train it? Okay, so, you know, talk to the fucking animal like a decent fucking, like most people do. I mean, not talk literally, but talk to the fucking, you know, show it love and train the dog how people train the dog. And my dad went through 100,000 dogs because he couldn't control them instead of love them, instead of have something that you like. He wants ownership and to control, like a slave owner. Okay, so hence why my family is all about money and nothing else, kind of like mobster.
Powering down.
Oh, I never stopped recording. Oops. Hey, okay, so this is one of my face masks. I guess it's not on right. Now, the psychology community and government would say I'm an evil monster because of this jokey fake clown face mask, and I have other ones, whatever. But I figure if we all have to live in misery, why not try to make the best out of it and have a sense of humor? But in my family or life, a sense of humor is a form of sarcasm and a crime. Once again, the imperfection crimes. And that shows that I'm an evil, bad seed monster that needs to be hunted and killed and die. And I'm an evil clown like the clown It, in the movie It. According to Sean Dinse and my brother, who does all sorts of shit with pennies. Okay, so, and then pins it on me. Okay, so and no, I didn't do the Zoolander thing. And my lighter's running out of fuel. Okay, so where was I? Got a little sidetracked with a Paul Humphrey psycho and working with Mike Huntley. Jason Perelman, bit by Oppo, Jason's trauma, Jason's anger, Jason needing to get revenge on his younger brother for not being bit in the face or something. I don't fucking know. Okay, but this is what I'm going to tell you. All the events from 5... oh wait. Okay. All the events from 5 until now link to people from my family, father, brother, kind of sent into my life. Let me rephrase that. Every association that linked from my family to me was disastrous. So much so that they were trying to set me up, frame me, make it look like I'm a murderer, all sorts of things. Everyone. Okay, let me give you an example. I go off after Calabasas High. I go off to Southern Oregon State College. A girl from Calabasas High who supposedly moved to San Francisco 2 years before her graduation. I didn't really know, never spoke to. Was paid off to follow me up to Southern Oregon State College with their Jeep Cherokee and Indian things and all that weird shit. Straight long black hair too. And eradicate me with the police and try to make me look crazy and all that. Before this, my brother and his friends, when I was in high school, were singing because her name's Kelly, Kelly, K-E-L-L-Y. Now, I don't know why they were singing that song. And I've never heard of a song with Kelly in those lyrics. But yet, a Kelly hatch was sent after me to eradicate me.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Crest Road.
That I wasn't really friends with. I just recognized in college and I said, "You look familiar," and we had a conversation, whatever. And they placed her above me and whatever. Okay, so I then moved to University of Colorado, and I can think of 3 names alone that were originally. So my
right onto Crest Road.
So my brother introduced me to 3 people. Mike Wexler, working with the police to government to exterminate me. Jason Baum, same thing.
Crest Road, 1.5 miles.
Wait, there was one more. Mike Wexler, Jason Baum. There was a girl, my brother's ex-girlfriend, Angie, I think was working on some angles, but I only met her once to hang out with her and her friends, so it didn't go very far, but I have a feeling they were probably trying to play some angle where I'm trying to steal my brother's ex-girlfriends or something weird like that. I thought there was another, it'll probably come to me. So Mike Wexler got pissed at me for taking a photography class, telling me I'm not allowed to take pictures of people, which is strange. Oh, ironically, that was LA Universal Security, and he wasn't being a douchebag or anything. This one. Now we're out in Palos Verdes, but they all know me. But I've had several fragmented LA Universal Security people following me around, and also was telling me it's illegal to take pictures, and it's illegal to take pictures on private property because I have all sorts of proof of them stalking me, mass groups stalking me on photos and video and everything, trying to cover up the operations when they should be saying it's wrong to build worldwide mobs to torture and kill someone, especially starting at 5 years old. Okay, showing that they have something to hide, that they've been contacted by the police and government, they're involved in something huge, and they don't think it's wrong. Okay, just like slave owners didn't think that slavery was wrong, and just like Nazis didn't think that Adolf Hitler's regime was wrong, especially his gang stalking, mental illness, newer theories he was coming up with to torture and kill people with psychological warfare. They don't think that's wrong. Okay, so obviously my websites went up when I realized that I was being under a worldwide murder operation to have me exterminated, and 10 years later going, this is not going to fucking stop, nobody will help me, and the police's lies that I'm not going to them. Well, you can go to my website for help. You can go to my website and see the amount of fucking times I've been to the police over and over. And I've been to the police with therapist Brittany Henderson.
500 feet, turn right onto San Clemente Place.
I've been to the police with Brittany Henderson.
Turn right onto San Clemente Place, then turn left to stay on San Clemente Place.
I'm at my GPS location, I think. So the police claim, the police claim I never went to the police. I've been there 100,000 times. It's all fucking audio recorded. Them refusing to help me, even making claims that people are allowed to get together and mob me to death. It's not illegal, and killing me without touching me is not a crime, and all sorts of shit like this. Brittany Henderson's been down there with me. If you don't want to take the time to look at the video or recordings because I'm crazy, you can ask Brittany Henderson. She's been down there with me at the police station, them flat out stating they refuse to, ow, fuck, I just like burned myself. Okay, while trying to hang a U-turn. Okay, so, don't worry folks, it's not the end of the world, don't make a movie about it. Okay, you can ask Brittany Henderson, and guess what? Internal Affairs sends me a letter a week later saying I'm lying, that the police refused to help me. A week later, after walking in to the police department with Brittany Henderson as a witness to me being mobbed to death, and then telling me flat out that I should want to be infamous. I should want to be infamous. Okay, the police telling me that in front of her, and me saying, I've already told you why this is happening. It's because I stopped my brother from bashing Greg while I was head in with a crowbar, and him giving me the whole blood is thicker than water speech, and the whole blood is thicker than water speech, and I need to help him go ballistic on Greg and spy on Greg and all the weird shit you want me to do. And I just walked away from it. And every time I walk away from their sick, demented shit, they keep coming after me with these random people. You don't talk or we fucking eradicate you. Or we think you might know something or we're going to eradicate. It's just freaky. Okay? Now we're talking about a Hidden Hills kid here. They grew up in rich boy neighborhood. And it doesn't even make any sense. Now granted, me building shitty cars with no money at 16 is a little on the opposite spectrum. But for me, it's about knowledge to build things. And for my brother, it's like getting jollies for offing people or something, right? They're different categories here. Okay, one is about learning and doing great things and teaching yourself because nobody's around to teach you. Okay, so, you know, I was trying to get into this kind of souping up cars and building hot rods, and I'm 16 and I have no money, and then come in the father's lies that I'm stealing his money and weird shit like this. Okay, so it just jumps from thing to thing, because he gets mad that I'm building cars. Okay, let me hold on while I load my GPS, because I'm not getting where I need to go, because I don't really know where I'm going. Oh wait, what happened? Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, so maybe I took a wrong turn or something. I don't know. Okay, so you get the idea. And I'm bouncing everywhere because there's no real direction here. It's just a clusterfuck of insanity. And yes, that quote comes from the movie Heartbreak Ridge. I'm not a schizophrenic. I'm allowed to quote movies and joke around. Okay, so, or wait, I'm not actually. Okay, because then I'm belittling Hollywood and I need to be hunted and killed. Okay, you know, the pure insanity, right? Okay. Let me just load this app. Why? There we go. Okay, so let me try to kind of reorient myself here. Jason Perelman has this traumatic event. He's acting out in anger, obviously. He's fucking going ballistic in anger. Oh. He's taking turns in anger and rage on me. He and his friends are showing me movies and movies over and over. He's showing me endless horror movies. Random strangers, like less than 10 years ago, following me around, telling me that I need to be removed from society for watching horror movies. Does that make any sense? No. And these are random strangers at like Malibu, Starbucks, and mass groups trying to torture me and off me, telling me that it's because I watched horror movies when I was a kid. Okay, that's kind of strange. But the only question that's really going on in my mind is, how do these fucking strangers know me? How do they have my childhood life? And why are they going ballistic on me, trying to rid me of the world? Okay. Now, my brother's MO with my father is keep showing me movies and trying to act out. They'll show me movies and then they'll try to reenact scenes from movies to try to flip me out. And then go, Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo, trying to get reactions to make it look like I'm violent. It took the police 47 years until they finally gave up and fabricated false paperwork. Okay. Let's look at a little road construction here. Okay, so their agenda, quote unquote, agenda since 5 years old is to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo and stop me from having a life, and clearly put me in a mental institution if Jason's threats are always about putting me in mental institutions at 16. Okay, after stopping him from bashing Greg while his head in with a crowbar by jumping in front of it. Okay, now I understand that Jason doesn't want that coming out, but he's put me in a situation where he's blasted every lie known to man and launched a worldwide campaign to eradicate me. So what am I supposed to fucking do? Okay, now this starts way before Greg Waugh. That's where things get scarier. Because Greg Waugh was around 16. 8 years old, Tom Farley is told to tell everyone that I'm crazy and I saw an alien. Okay, that's 8 years old. At 8 years old, Tom Farley's working with Paul Humphrey at A-Right, and he's befriending girls named Tracy Picos, hinting about looking at girls because I had a crush on Christy Reynolds and I was too shy to talk to her. So, my mother's hints is that that's a death stare when there's nothing negative about it. It's just, and it wasn't a stare either. It wasn't a mean look or a stare. So there's no stare, and there's nothing mean about it. It's just a shy, quiet kid, kind of afraid to approach a girl. So I need to be hunted and killed for being shy and quiet. Sound a little strange to you? I can't tell. This road looks closed. So that's kind of a problem if being shy is also considered... Being shy is considered imperfect, therefore I have no right to exist. Right? That's kind of the message I've been given. Now we have all sorts of weird things in high school. Mr. Quigley telling me to punch the bully kid, Paul Schaefer. But now, looking at everything that's going on... Oh, and I said no, by the way. But looking at everything that's going on, how come they're throwing me in jail for not doing anything and saying I'm a violent paranoid schizo who's battering people when I was attacked? So now you can think about 16 years old and Paul Schaefer and say, what was their reasoning behind having my teacher, PE and English teacher, Mr. Quigley, tell me to punch Paul Schaefer? And everyone in the class would have said, Mr. Quigley never said that, right? Just like everything else. And we need to put Kevin in like juvie or something. Okay, so that's obviously their motive. Just rid me of the world and make me look like a crazy, violent, paranoid schizo. Okay, so we could go through Jason Baum's frame jobs. We can go through Mike Wexler's frame jobs. Mike Wexler telling me weird things that it's okay to like hit people with your car because you have the right of way in Colorado. Or Mike Wexler telling me, this is originally my brother's friend. I want you to understand that. Mike Wexler telling me that he used to pick locks and then them coming after me trying to hack my computer and do all sorts of freaky things. And then Mike Wexler telling me statutory rape is below 16 in Colorado, so they tried to set me up to make it look like I liked a 16-year-old named Lynn Junkin, kind of in the IRC groups, who was 16, and her chaotic poetry shit, whatever. Okay, whatever. All these events are linked in setups and frame jobs, setup attempts and frame jobs, all linking from people that my brother knew. Now, what was my brother's original statement? Me and my friends put a teacher in a mental institution. Yet here we are, mass groups trying to put me in a mental institution, and then turning it around on me saying, you know what you did and your past caught up with you, and me constantly going, what is this about? And then their story changing, going, you're imagining it, I never said that. And a barrage of other endless threats and obvious things that don't make sense, and I'm not allowed to tell anyone, especially the police, or private investigators, or anyone else. And I get endless death threats, like don't tell anyone about your life, and this. Okay, so now you have to sort of say, who are these people protecting, by the way? Well, they're clearly protecting Jason Perelman, the guy telling them to hunt me down and exterminate me, to fucking put me in the ground, or a mental institution, right? Okay. Now, ironically, this all seems to link to my father showing me the movie Wizards in 1977 by Ralph Bakshi, which sort of doesn't make sense when my family's running around saying I'm a violent paranoid schizo and a white supremacist after kissing a black girl at 8 years old at Sunny Skies Day Camp. And I'm not talking a porno kiss, I'm talking a little peck on the lips, okay, of a black girl, okay? And I can't even remember who the fuck this girl was. Okay. Then comes the, we're gonna try to make Kevin look like he hates women and is angry as women when they're going ballistic on me. Okay, same type of mobbing and turnaround things. I'm not gonna go into everything because it would take me 100,000 years. I want to stick to my brother. So let's see, where are we? We got Mike Wexler sent out to me, University of Colorado. Jason Baum sent out to me, both originally my brother's friends. We got shitloads in Southern Oregon State College. Eric Christensen, Sherry Christensen, probably Josh Godfrey, Tyler the Clown, Javier would run around saying, you fuck with the bull, get the horns, and the police start following me around like I said it over and over. I've never even said it once. And they hint about it, so that's how you know. we got the 8th grade Christy Reynolds. Kevin's too shy to talk to Christy Reynolds. That's a death stare. We need to hunt him and exterminate him. Doesn't make any sense. They're trying to make it about traumatic events. They're trying to make it about trauma and not just a shy kid being shy. And I need to be put in a mental institution. Okay, that's a little fucking drastic. Now, the more aggressive I get with women as I get older, the more aggressive I get with women as I get older, and I'm not saying in a mean way, they're already labeling me, Kevin's crazy, he needs to be put in a mental institution, turning the women against me. Okay? And if a chick goes ballistic on me, they make up a lie that I went ballistic on her.
2 lanes to turn slightly left to stay on Palos Verde Drive North.
This camera battery is gonna die soon.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
So I'm totally fragmented thought because there's just so much, and I didn't put a hierarchy of notes. Let me just get to the important shit. I'm gonna change the battery. I'm gonna get to what's important. Okay, so this is a much better camera, but it chews up batteries like crazy. Okay, so where were we? I'm gonna get to the point now, the important shit. Okay, for the first thing I want you to understand though is the psychology. My family playing this card over and over that Kevin can't move on. Kevin suffered from a traumatic event, and he suffers from obsession, and he can't move on from this traumatic event, and something happened at 29 and this and that, and their story keeps changing. Something happens at 29 and he can't move on, and he's seeing things that aren't there. Well, no, I'm watching person after person lash out in anger and rage, and they go, you're imagining it, at every place they go in the world with all these strategic gang stalking tactics and this and that. And the scariest part is the psychology community damn well knows it. The government damn well knows it. The police damn well know it. They won't be honest. They refuse. They won't admit they fucked up my life. And they want to cover it all up. Okay, so. Okay. So let's get to the important information that I found out recently. Okay, I'm not as sure exactly when, but I have a screenshot of my sister-in-law posting on a Quora blog to someone stating, I need to be deemed the crazy guy of Woodland Hills, and there's no legality to stop me or something like this. Who knows? There's no legality. Something like that. Where am I fucking going? Because I'm... Okay. That's the wrong way. Okay, so there's no legality. Okay. She states that I need to be deemed crazy on a blog, which is very important because she's showing her motive. She's showing her intention. She's trying to cover up their bullshit. Now, my sister-in-law is obviously linked to my brother because she's his wife, and she's going to say, Kevin can't talk about the shit you did to him during childhood. But this isn't about childhood. It's about now. It's about the mass mobbings everywhere I go. Right? Everywhere I go, people take turns in anger and rage to try to lock me away. So it's not about childhood for me, but in my brother's eyes and my sister-in-law's eyes, because Jason's hunting me with every resource on the planet, the truth about where this started at childhood can't come out, and he needs to cover it up, saying everything that he did, I did. You get it? Now he doesn't want me talking So they're trying to make it look like obsession and things like that. Or obsessional looping or things like this. Okay, so
Continue straight to stay on.
I think it was around 2016, 2017 on Quora. Jennifer Pilchick Perelman posts.
Continue on North County.
Kevin needs to be deemed crazy. I'm arrested with falsified charges. They write up all this paperwork to try to make it Kevin needs to get treatment. The lawyers are all paid off. The jury's paid off. Everyone's paid off. I have endless proof showing everything was illegal. You name it. Everything's illegal. And I have recording after recording of police officers refusing to help me. I have recordings of police officers, me trying to give video footage of people who assaulted me. The police officer and then flat out telling me I don't have to help you, which they do, by the way. It's because they didn't want a paper trail showing that I'm the victim. I have a mother saying don't play victim. Or don't be the victim, like, so I should just die. Okay, just pure fucking insanity, right? So where are we here? I'm kind of talking about Jennifer Pilchick Perelman trying to protect her psychotic husband, right? That's kind of where I'm getting at here. Now, what I find out this week is Jennifer Pilchick, who flat out states her motives, that they gotta lock me away for what I know, and the endless death threats. I don't talk her, they're gonna kill me. Not straight from them, but from strangers. Or I had better learn to forget, or it'll get a lot worse for me. All sorts of shit. A lot of it on video. Where am I? Now they're going to tell you that this is revenge. They're going to tell you that I'm going after them. They're actively hunting me with worldwide support as we speak. Okay? Every person that attacks me is connected to their operations. Okay. So where are we here? Jennifer Pilchick. Arrested in 2017. Falsified police reports. People attack me, I call the police, they turn around on me. Things like this. Everything turned around on me. Lie after lie from the police. Provable through 911. 911 being subpoenaed. Police cams being subpoenaed. You fucking name it. Internal Affairs is actually trying to cover it all up as well. All the documentation from the illegal operations, from Internal Affairs to LAPD, you name it, all proven with witnesses and on video with witnesses. Jen Pilchick's husband is Jay Pilchick. Jen Pilchick Perelman's husband is a Florida court reporter. Might even be retired, who knows? Doesn't matter. Don't you think it's a little coincidental? Don't you think it's a little coincidental that for something like 10 years or probably longer, a lady named Debbie Woolman, so no, 19 years. I moved in about I bought my place about 20 years ago. Instantly, I find out the adjoining townhouse wall is owned, and I find this out through the court dockets. My townhouse wall is owned by a lady named Debbie Woolman, who is a court reporter in Van Nuys Room 101, where after their fake arrests, they bring me to the courthouse. I mean, what are the fucking chances? And lawyer Richard Barnwell refused to acknowledge that this is more than a fucking coincidence and says, give me proof. And I send him the paperwork with the name and address. No, give me proof. That is fucking proof. No, it's not, while he yells at me about my plight or something like this. Okay, so showing that there's reverse racism going on, that linked to Tom Farley egg mobbing Eric Johnson, which wasn't black, but the name Johnson could be construed as black. Tom Farley egg mobbing Eric Johnson when I was in middle school, 8th grade, and then telling the world that I hate black people, and I egg mobbed Eric Johnson, another cover-up or frame job or setup, whatever you want to call it. Disinformation, cover-up. But really, the way their white supremacist thing starts at 8 years old when I kissed a black girl at Science Guys Day Camp. How dare I kiss a black girl? I can't fucking explain that to you. Okay, so, and I'm a little tired, so I apologize. Where the fuck am I? Both driving and talking. Okay, so railroad tracks. So, as fragmented as this conversation sounds or is, all the random events that I'm sort of talking about that are from now to University of Colorado, to Southern Oregon State College, to Calabasas High, to A. Wright Middle School, to Rodie Morales sent after me, the fourth guy to take me to strip clubs and say I'm hunting down trying to kill strippers. You name it. We're working with LAPD, and then Rodie Morales trying to plant a trash bag full of marijuana in my house to try to make me look like a drug dealer. It doesn't work. What's their obsession with drug dealers? It jumps from guns to drug dealer to knives until they can rid me of the world.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto East Anaheim Street.
Okay, so my point was about Debbie Woolman, the court reporter, with audio surveillance. I don't have proof of the audio surveillance, but things were happening on the internet with mass groups, not only with webcam hacking, but also audio surveillance from that empty apartment. That's what I was getting at. She has owned this townhouse for 19 years. She owned this townhouse for 19 years. Nobody's ever lived in it. That was the point I was getting at. Okay? And they're doing things to try to sort of get me to talk to myself and look crazy as well with the terror and isolation. Then there's the level of computer violations and hacking with the government mass groups since 94 to try to rid me of the world and frame me, and a whole nother level of terror operations. I'm just looking for my cigarette lighter here. There it is. Okay, so you can see that nothing's kosher. You can see that every resource known to man is I'm being hunted to be exterminated for no reason at all. My family needs to label me as crazy. Okay? My family needs to label me as crazy. Why does my family need to label me as crazy? What's this mental institution shit all about? Why won't they leave me alone? Why can't I leave my fucking house without being attacked by every person on the planet? Why am I told I'm imagining it? Oh, it's so I can have a normal life. Yeah, right, sure. Then it's kind of maybe money, dangle the carrot type things, and that scares the shit out of me because I'm actively watching people hunt me. Right? Well, why won't they leave me the fuck alone? Okay, so now I have to live my life in complete isolation with a worldwide campaign to put me in the fucking ground. But the bottom line is, let me just state this. The bottom line is that life isn't about money. Life is about living life. And yeah, money's good. We can all agree that money's good. But what's the point of having money if you can't use it, if you live in isolation, if you're being hunted to be killed? What's the use of money? Now, my father has made choices in life that money over Kevin's life, and money's more important than Kevin's breathing. Well, the average person out there, I think, would agree that it's not about fucking money. Life isn't about money, and you need money to survive, and the more you make is the better. But you would never trade human life over money unless you're just a murdering piece of shit, right? Okay. And why would I want some money on a life that involves pure isolation and a worldwide campaign to kill me in isolation, gee, with some money? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So life is not about money unless you're a fucking, like a mobster or something. Okay, so, but even if you're a mobster, I guess there's still a certain level of family, but I don't believe in hurting people, so, you know, there you go. I believe in helping people. Okay, so now when I have these psychos running around trying to hint that I'm like the mob boss for saying, look what's being done to my life, that doesn't even make any fucking sense. Okay. So, where am I here? We were on Jen Pilchick with Jason Perelman. There is a link. Jen Pilchick has made statements on the internet that I need to be deemed crazy. That's a problem for me. Because if they're following me around throwing these crazy labels on me, how do I go out and have a life? Okay? And even if I have money, how do I go out and have a life? Right? Okay. So the reason they're doing this is to sort of put me in a cage, lock me away out of hate and rage. Okay. So anyways, you understand that all these things. Jen has fathered Jay Pilchick. Not Jen has. But there is a sort of connected story behind Jen Pilchick and Jen Yang. Jen Pilchick Perelman. Where is this GPS tape? Hold on, I gotta reroute this GPS. Okay.
Take the next left.
Where are you taking me? Okay. Jen Pilchick Perelman. Let me just turn out of here. Jen Pilchick Perelman.
100 feet, turn right onto Chestnut Avenue.
Figures she's a one-way street. That ain't good. This will work. Okay. Jen Pilchick Perelman. All these operations are the same. Jen has the sort of connected, hidden schizo messages about Jen Pilchick, and Jen Pilchick are hidden schizo messages about Jen Yang, and it just gets all fucking weird. Okay, so, I'm rerouting my GPS here. That might... I think that'll work.
Head north on Henderson Avenue toward California 1 North, then turn right onto California 1 South.
And back to this app, and a nightmare. Okay, so the very long, drawn-out point that I'm making here is that Jay Pilchick, court reporter for Florida, is linked to the judicial system.
Continue on California 1
The
South,
court reporter buying the adjoining property with the same types of things from 16. We have a bug in your room and we're listening to everything you do on the radio. are all connected events with my brother, Jen Pilchick. Things were going on with Jen Yang, Gregoire, setup and frame job operations, me stopping Gregoire from going after my brother with a crowbar. I believe to be setups to try to make it look like I was helping Jason go after Greg, because Jason was telling me he wanted me to help him. I said, fuck no. Now people are running around saying that I'm like a mob boss when I'm actually choosing the opposite decisions in life. Okay, so they're setting the stage for the world by giving them disinformation to cover up everything they do to me, right? Okay, now... Okay, but what's their motive? What is their fucking motive? Because people don't do things like this. Well, their fucking motive is to lock me away, correct? Put me in a mental institution or jail cell or get me to kill myself. Off me, right? Okay, with my brother's blood is thicker than water speeches. Okay. So where are we here? Okay, I find out last week Jen Pilchick Perelman is actually running for Congress, United States of America government. Okay? This is fucking important. Why is Jen Pilchick running for Congress? She's been mostly, I think, a stay-home mother, but I can't really tell you because I don't hang around them, right? I mean, I don't know what they're fucking scheming from one week to the next. I haven't talked to my brother in years. But I know all these events are linked to him, so he can go out and have a life and exterminate his younger brother. Okay? Okay, so why is he doing this? I can't tell you. But my guess is he's the one who started the lies that I'm a violent paranoid schizo, because he's the one who kept attacking me, trying to get reactions like everyone else in the earlier days. Okay? Now my father and mother are telling him to, which is even fucking scarier, right? And they're linked to the psychology community with their agenda to lock me away. I mean, gee, what a great fucking family, right? But hey, here's some money while we fucking exterminate you or something. Or maybe a dangle the carrot about money at the end while I'm fucking, but I'll never see the fucking money because I'll be fucking dead and gone way before that. Okay? Now, first I'm gonna state, even though it's not really relevant, I've never been like a money grubber that's running around going, where's my will? Where's my inheritance? Now, one of my guesses though is at a young age my brother's thinking, I don't want Kevin to have my inheritance, I'm gonna kill Kevin. Now, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm saying that Jason Perelman fits that criteria, that he would kill me with the notion of thoughts at a young child about wills and inheritances. And the reason I state that is because they had a lady named Fernanda see me in my father's office babbling weird shit in anger and rage, saying weird things like, don't worry, you'll get your will, while going ballistic on me with the office my father was having, try to like rid me of the fucking world, right? Okay? So there is a thing where I believe they're trying to make it look like it's about money for me, when really it sounds like my brother wants to off me for the inheritance, when I've never even mentioned anything about wills or inheritances. I've always I've been out trying to do things with my life, and why do you keep fucking sabotaging me, right? Why have you ruined my studio photography career? Why did you ruin my web building career? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And of course, they're sort of putting things in movies to make me think, or make the people think, that I'm a bad guy and it's about money for me, to turn it all around on me, right? Okay, needless to say, my brother has 100,000 motives to off me, and he started at a very young child, and it's still going on with worldwide support. Okay? So for me, nothing is about money. I don't have money. I've never had money. And if I gave a shit about fucking money, in Calabasas High, I wouldn't have been building $300 Firebirds that my friends called me Kid Taco over. I would have said, give me the fucking $50,000 BMW like all the other kids. Okay? So my family's completely fucking full of shit if that's one of their theories. That I'm trying to take their money or weird shit like that. Okay? I've always worked my ass off trying to make shitloads of money for myself and help others. Okay, and they sabotaged it all in their anger and rage and jealousy. Okay, so now we have Jen Pilchick. She's running for Congress. Well, what does Congress and Senate do? They pass laws. They write bills and they pass laws, correct? Now, in her statement on paper, she states Kevin needs to be deemed crazy, and she talks about legality behind stopping me from talking. Well, wait the fuck a minute. Why am I not allowed to have the First Amendment freedom of speech? Why have I been robbed of every constitutional amendment starting at 5 years old, especially freedom of speech, to tell people that things are being done to me? Now, why does Jen Pilchick want to get into Congress?
Turn left onto East Ocean Boulevard.
Well, you know, all I can tell you is, in my mind, and you can call it paranoia, in my mind, she wants to get into Congress to pass laws or slip bullshit into paperwork to try to figure out how to lock me away because they don't want me talking about the shit, the worldwide shitstorm they are and have been doing to my life since 5 years old. Obviously, Jen Pilchick comes in a lot later, but Jason, her husband, my brother, she doesn't want him to be known as a bad guy, even though he's a fucking psychotic lunatic, okay, who's obsessed with silencing me and it's the other way around, stopping me from having a life, locking me away, and then silencing me for saying, look, the fuck, these people won't fucking stop. They're hunting me with every fucking resource. Okay. Period. The end. And my father's statement, you're not allowed to defend myself. You know, be a good kid and go to a mental institution and be locked away for your brother and for your family. Okay. Now, but what do I get out of fucking life? Why do I need this? What have I done? Well, they can't answer the fucking question. Okay. So this was kind of a shock for me. It's like, okay, now more importantly, the timing of everything. They sentenced me starting in 2017. They gave me their little bunk bullshit jail sentence. They put on paper, make it look like I need treatment and therapy. Nobody else needs treatment and therapy. The guys who like blew people's brains out and people that actually committed real crimes. Okay? And the guy that got some tiny little misdemeanors, fabricated misdemeanors, he needs treatment. Okay. And they weren't even legit misdemeanors because they were fabricated from day one with an agenda. I get out, boom, I find out Jen Pilchick is running for 2020. Jen Pilchick Perelman is running for 2020 Congress of the United States of America. Do you see everything connected here? Why does Kevin Perelman need to be deemed crazy? Well, isn't that a crime to destroy someone's life and deem them as crazy? And torture them and do horrible, unspeakable. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to go this way.
In 1,000 feet.
And so you get the idea that what's going on is beyond any level of insane. But I'm always the bad guy, no matter how honest. Hey, look what's being done to my life. Well, shut up and accept it. And die and be tortured and locked away and rid of the world. Right? I mean, if I came to you and said I'm gonna fucking launch a worldwide campaign to torture, kill you, lock you away, put you in a mental institution, and just accept it, and give you vague comments like, you know what you did in your past caught up with you, and when you ask what the fuck's going on, well, when people do something, they're not told what it is. That's the quote unquote from my fucking father, showing that he hates my guts starting at 5 years old and he wants me dead and gone. Okay. Now, what's even scarier is they're trying to make it look like part of a fucking movie or something, like the movie Wizards, trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo that conforms to media. That's where things really get fucking scary. Now this tactic jumps from like movie to movie, by the way, of them. And they even put things that I say or joke about on Twitter, Facebook, or private conversations. They put them in movies to try to flip me out. Okay. It's not a little joke. It's not a prank. It's nonstop with worldwide support.
To East Ocean Boulevard.
Okay, so I must be committing a crime here because I'm out in Long Beach now. Okay, so I'm stalking people because I'm out in Long Beach now. Okay, so what's my point? My point is that I would never try to torture and kill someone and ask them to accept it, or walk up to someone and say, I'm going to rid you of the world and put you in a mental institution and accept it. Okay? I would never fucking say that. I would never ask that of someone, and no sane fucking person would, and no person would accept it, none would go there, and none would do this, and none would... Maximum, do not... Okay. Backup spikes. Loud ones. Okay. But why are they doing it in the first place?
Continue on East Ocean Boulevard for 1 mile.
Now, you're saying, Kevin, how do you know that Jen Pilchick will get elected? How do you know that Jennifer Pilchick Perelman has bad intentions? How do you know that you have a thought in your head that can't be proven? How do you know that she's getting there to pass laws to lock you away or this or that? How do you know that? Well, I don't for sure. But what I do know for sure is I have screen captures of statements showing her agenda to deem me as crazy, and I have illegal arrests to make me look crazy on paper, and instantly when I kind of get out of jail, boom, she's running for fucking Congress of the United States of America while destroying my name, even though they started in on me at 5 years old. It's just getting worse and worse the more I'm showing and proving. And in fact, they won't leave me alone with their endless threats and death threats. You don't talk or we kill you. Or you better accept it. It's going to get a lot worse for you. The bottom fucking line is she's involved in a situation that she should be saying, killing people is wrong. Correct? Murder is wrong. Killing people is wrong. Murder is wrong. Torturing, killing people is wrong. Putting people in mental institutions you don't like is wrong, even though... How many people do you even talk like that? I'm going to put that person in a mental institution. None. So the point is that I have this paperwork on my website and on the internet about the legality, the fucking legality of me talking about what they've done in my life and won't fucking stop. The legality. And they were never going to stop, and I never would have known if they didn't launch larger and larger worldwide kill operations. So what do you want me to do? I turned 29. Mike Huntley, you're a fucking dead man with the government and police. We're going to kill you with every resource on the planet. World paranoia. Have a good life now. Mike Huntley, originally Jason Perelman's friend. Once again, back to Jason fucking Perelman, who starts on me at 5 years old after bitten by Oppo or whatever. Then telling everyone I think I'm a dog or something. Who knows? And his lies just jump from one thing to the next. But Kevin, do you have proof of this? No, but I met with person after person with innuendos and trying to make me look crazy and cover-ups and death threats almost everywhere worldwide. And you can sort of piece it together, but there's never going to be a full closure without a direct sentence. But remember that when people hunt you down to have you killed, they don't tell you. It's not like the movies. They don't tell you their fucking agenda. But when you have over 25 terabytes of daily operations to exterminate you, I mean, come on. You can't sit there and not put it together. And that's the police's job. The police's job that are paid off to kill me, his job is to take the information I give them, the endless police reports, the endless video footage I have, figure out motive and agendas, and figure out why these people are hunting me. But they keep coming after me instead, covering it up. Okay, so the police are paid off. Hold on. Okay, so the police are paid off to exterminate me. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I've been talking forever and I don't know where this stops. I gotta figure that out. Uh-oh. I've been talking forever and I don't know where this stops. I gotta figure that out. What the fuck? Okay, so that was fucked up. I don't know how long I've been fucking recording. Or not recording. And talking. So, a lot of shit I said wasn't recorded. I should have an audio layer, though. And so, when I edit this together, it'll just kind of probably go black. Whatever. And I might try to talk about what I was saying, because I don't know what fucking point this fucking camera stop recording. It stops recording every 30 minutes, the problem. And if I'm not looking at the thing, obviously I don't know. I mean, this is an SL or a mirrorless. It wasn't really meant for video. There's no front light or anything. Okay, so anyways, needless to say, I was talking about the correlation between Jennifer Pilchick, her association in politics, her association married to a man who has invested his entire life to want to lock me in a mental institution with his lies, that I'm a violent paranoid schizo, a brother that's trying to cover up all his shit and will do whatever it takes to silence me and blast every lie to the entire planet. Now, there are some associations that I wasn't looking for. I was trying to figure out, why were the people at Fox News and at MSNBC and entertainment industry, how do they know about me? Well, it turns out that Jen Pilchick is involved in all sorts of political shit. She is a lawyer, but she always kind of looked to me like some shitty half-ass real estate lawyer. They'd like to maybe do some political rallying. But it's now coming to light that for all these years that she's married to my brother, she's been contacting the news organizations and people in the government saying, don't let Kevin fucking talk and lock him away and this and that for what he knows. Okay? Her statement on these blogs are Kevin needs to be deemed crazy. And my brother's statements at 16, or his threats, or that he's going to lock me in a mental institution at 16 for stopping him from going after my friend Gregor with a crowbar. Now, they followed through with everything. Okay? They've stalked me with worldwide support. They've hunted me for 42 years. They've thrown me in jail. They fabricated police charges. Every time I go to the police, they won't help me. We've talked about the correlation between Jay Pilchick, her husband, linked to the judicial system. Jay Pilchick. I haven't mentioned the intricate harassments from them when they invited me up to Florida and things she did to try to make it look like, try to set me up to do something to Reese, her child. She would tell her child Reese to keep whistling at me when he was a young kid in hopes she could get me to do something to him. Things like this. Or private conversations she was disseminating to try to make me mentally ill to the world. Okay, I don't want to get into that as much as her link to Jason, who she's protecting, the psychotic murderer. And everything she states in this blog, the screen capture, she's gone through with. Okay, she's gone through with everything. Now, this person is running for Congress of the United States of America. I stated before, and I don't know if it recorded, but it should be on audio. She stated that, I need to be deemed crazy, with a brother running around saying I need to be put in a mental institution. and following through with his hate. Okay? Once again, people don't label people as crazy and follow them around trying to lock them away. That's a crime. That's stalking. Okay? That person over there, they look crazy to me. Am I hunting them? No, I'm sitting here in my car smoking a cigar. Okay? That's the fucking point. Okay. Now, Kevin, why didn't you go to the police? I did. They're fucking paid off. They won't fucking help me. I've gone to everything. Police, FBI, Department of Defense. You fucking name it. Okay. Everyone's being paid off, and the world's being contacted to hunt me and kill me in a worldwide slaughter that starts at 5 years old. Nobody will really help to the extent that anyone would help anyone else. Like, maybe if you see someone being hunted to be killed, maybe you fucking do something to stop it instead of going, well, that sucks. With worldwide fucking support for 42 years. By the way, we're out here in Long Beach and there are tons of people with the gray and black and blue clothing patterns and people doing the things with the cars. Whatever, this video is not for that, but the other video I have that I'm videoing all day today does show all that. Jen Pilchick Perelman basically stating that I need to be stopped from saying that I haven't done anything wrong, and there's a worldwide campaign to try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo and lock me away for some strange reason at 5 years old, which doesn't make much fucking sense. And a family that's like, we like Jason and we hate you, so you're exposable, we're gonna throw you away. Okay? We're not talking about Kevin doing anything wrong, we're not talking about crimes. Just I don't fucking like you, like Adolf Hitler doesn't like Jews. Okay. But where we have a problem is that they have the entire fucking government, United States, hunting me since 5 fucking years old with every resource on the planet. And that doesn't make any fucking sense with the entire psychology community as well. And every time I show them on video what's going on, they come after me more, hinting, well, you did something wrong by getting proof of these people trying to kill you. Okay. Or make you look crazy or whatever. Okay, normally this wouldn't happen, which means that the psychology community is intermingled into something highly illegal as well. Now remember, everyone in my family all have psychology degrees, and they're very angry, bitter people. Like Adolf Hitler. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out where I am. So I believe I was saying, which I don't know if it got recorded on video. I believe I was saying, which I don't know if it got recorded on video. Hey Kevin, how do you know that Jen Pilchick Perelman is going to go into Congress and try to pass laws to lock away people who try to talk about self-defense issues because they look crazy and crazy people can't exist? Okay. I don't know what Jen Pilchick Perelman is capable of. I don't know her very well at all. But what I do know is anyone that thinks that what's being done in my life lies and says it's not happening and I'm crazy is in fact an enemy. And when I say enemy, it doesn't mean that I'm going after them. But what I do mean is it's someone that wants me dead and gone. And everything on the paperwork of her statements on the internet show that what she says has happened. And it all links to a psychotic brother making up every lie known to man about me and trying to lock me away and eradicate me. Now, I walk around watching an entire planet try to put me in the fucking ground. I've watched this for 19 years. I found out it starts at 5 years old. And The only thing they should be saying is, I love you and this is fucking unacceptable, and not some crazy, weird fucking mobster speech like blood is thicker than water and help me go after your friend Greg because my girlfriend, Jen Yang, cheated on me when I have a long distance relationship with you in Colorado, or any fucking reason. Which is very strange in the first place when he tells me that Jen should hang out with Greg because he's a good guy, and he's not even friends with Greg, right? Okay, so you can kind of put the psychology community skull fucking freaky operations.
Use the left lane to turn right onto 2nd Street.
You can kind of put that in the category of people doing freaky shit with the psychology community to try to make you look crazy, okay? But
turn left onto St. Joseph Avenue.
if we take out all the noise and bullshit, it all comes down to the same fucking equation. How do we lock Kevin away? How do we rid him of the fucking world? Okay, this is my loving family, okay? And they can't tell me that my brother has accused me of something or something like that, and even give me a chance to say that Jason's a liar, okay?
Turn at Granada Avenue, then turn right onto St. Joseph Avenue.
Okay, so I'm sure any fucking person that's 10 years old can understand what I'm talking about. That people,
Take the next right onto
as far as behavior, because that was one of Mike Huntley's fucking cover-up comments. Kevin, it's your behavior. Well, my behavior is fucking fine, and has always been fine. Now maybe that's not what the world's told, and that's the entire fucking point, is why is the world being told these things? Correct? Because that's highly illegal, okay? Civilly, it's highly illegal, and the fact that their intent is that their base intent. This is the most important thing. Aside from destroying someone's reputation, they're actively hunting me to exterminate me. That's a criminal intent. That's criminal by nature, okay? Making a lie or something, hey, that guy's a pedophile, that's a civil crime. But the intent to actively follow someone from place to place and have his friends befriend you one sequentially after the next, trying to kill you or lock you away, that's an actual stalking crime. To create sort of violence or put someone in a cage with premeditation and motive. Okay, and the cops not helping me, that's actually a crime on their behalf and things like that. Those are crimes. Because what that says is the cop has aided and abetted murder. Okay, he's aiding and abetting attempted murder or killing someone. The cop is helping rid someone of the world out of hate. The cop's supporting crime. That's a crime. That's one of the largest crimes known to man for police. Okay? So when the police say that there's no crime being committed against me, bullshit. That in itself is a crime on their part. Okay, so you get the fucking idea. They will not stop. Now, Adolf Hitler Pilchick, just like paid off Sean Dinse to hunt me and eradicate me, wants to get in the Congress of the United States of America to pass laws. Now, what if they pass something or slip something into some older law secretly that states that someone's not allowed to have this, to make up crazy statements or something that people don't believe? I mean, think about that. That affects your First Amendment, freedom of fucking speech, okay? You're not allowed to defend yourself. Just like Dr. Ronald Barry Perelman told me with Mike Huntley, they're gonna eradicate me and you're not allowed to defend yourself. I mean, it wasn't worded like that, but with everything put together, that's the wording. Okay, so Dr. Ronald Barry Perelman and Jason Michael Perelman, wow, Jason Daniel Perelman, want to eradicate me, and I'm not allowed to defend myself. And they're going to put me in a mental institution for stating these people are fucking hunting me. And it didn't really start with Jason. Said, look what fucking Mike Huntley's doing, and spiraled out, right? Okay, so, and the police are running around. The police are running around. Interesting, the cop turned on the sirens when he passed me by, and then he turned them off. He turned them off right there. Okay, so now we're kind of down to the, I lost my train of thought. We're down to the Jen Pilchick Perelman wanting to get into Congress and not wanting me to say anything about my life, and she makes statements, and with people supporting her saying, like, you can't say these things in public. Well, I'm not allowed to tell anyone in public that mass groups are stalking and trying to hunt me and lock me in mental institutions for some reason. I'm not allowed to say that. If someone chops my arms and legs off, am I allowed to say anything or not? Because if someone chops my arms and legs off, is Jen Pilchick Perelman going to get into Congress and state a law that this guy's a public nuisance for stating that someone chopped his arms and legs off? Or do I just need to accept it and starve in the streets with no arms and legs? Or maybe someone gives me some secret check, but meanwhile people are kicking me in the head all day and night with some weird cover-up lie to finish me off. I don't fucking know, right? But is it okay for the person to get away with chopping my arms and legs off? At all? Period? I'm just sitting there minding my own fucking business, chop his arms and legs off? Oh, but you know, Kevin, you're causing turmoil because you're saying someone did this to you. Right? Okay, so that's kind of the analogy. And I'm kind of getting tired. I don't know what left to talk about. But, you know, this is the most important. Let's see if I'm going to let my brain settle here. I've been driving all day and videoing all day, so I'm tired to begin with. And let me just chill out for a few minutes and see if there's maybe some conclusive thoughts or supporting thoughts or whatever. Okay, so I'm kind of tired and I'm completely drawing a blank, so I'll just kind of sum up the entire fragmented conversation. We have a brother. We can't really understand. Hey, if someone wants to psychoanalyze Jason Perelman and his fucking 42 years behaviors of stalking his younger brother to rid his younger of the world, to get his jollies or whatever the fuck, I don't know. Somehow managing to launch a worldwide campaign. They have threatened me. They have thrown me in jail to try to silence me. This all starts 5 years old for some reason. Jason was bitten by Oppo, our dog. I really can't. It's not my job to analyze Jason's behavior when he's bitten by Oppo in the face. Nothing I say in regards to that will justify it being okay with what he's done and is doing. And look at me, I'm a prime example. I've been abused to shit with every fucking billions of government dollars all day and night for 42 years, not even knowing it up until 29, and I still haven't acted out in anger and rage, hurting people. Okay, still, after 48 years of being alive, oh, where am I? Belmont Veterans Memorial Pier. Okay, cool. Am I allowed in here? Looks like it. Prevent, pass, short, all whatever. Okay, so, After being tortured to be killed with every resource on the planet for 48 years, horrific, unspeakable things done to me, minute by minute, noticing it for 19 years, 100,000 to 1 million attacks per day, worldwide, person after person sent after me across the entire planet, my entire life to eradicate me. I still, at this point, have not been like my brother. I have always been a good person. I'm not going to tell you I'm perfect. And when I say that, I'm not saying that I went out and committed crimes. What I'm saying is that I can't be perfect. Like, for example, if I'm dating a girl and she's a complete fucking nut job cunt, I might become an asshole back, right? And that's perfectly normal. With a father saying you're not allowed to defend yourself in any way, even verbally, or counter arguments, just like Jennifer Pilchick Perelman and Jason Perelman, you're not allowed to tell anyone what's being done in your life. Same thing with a relationship. Women are sent into my life. I was never allowed to really date women, and the ones they tried to force on me, were told to demand things like, hey, if I want to get married, I'm going to get fucking married, and you're going to do it or we kill you type of things. And it was never really directly said, and my dating life never lasted very long, because anyone that I met, whether it's dates or friends, were all interlinked into these operations, okay? Now, half the time I didn't even know it, but I had a good sense of, I guess, instincts, and I would walk away, right? I'd go like, this person seems really fucked up. I'm going to walk away from this one. This person seems really fucked up. I'm going to walk away from this one. And dates for me usually are like 1 date if I get a date. And before that, I was very shy and quiet to begin with, so I didn't get much dates, but it wouldn't have mattered as I learned. As I started kind of coming out of my shell with Kelly Hatch and things like that, they were all coming the fuck after me. Sent after me. Okay. So now they want to know about the trauma from childhood. Well, there is no real trauma, but at 29, finding out and not being the fucking player type guy. I was never a player, right? I was never like Rico Suave player, okay? I was never like Rico Suave player or whatever. I was just some kind of shy, quiet guy that was to himself and always a visionary and coming up with really cool ideas, and I wasn't that personality set, you know? And for me, the important things in life were not women, they were doing things with my life. And then I find out that everything is sort of being collected and used against me to try to make me look crazy and a sociopath and this and that. But remember one thing, I was never a sociopath. I always had friends. I didn't have huge groups of friends, but I had friends. And I found out my friends were all involved, and that's disturbing. So that's kind of traumatic at 29 to find out that your friends were working on you at a young age to lock you in mental institutions and shit like this, or kill you, right? Okay, so I'm getting a little off tangent here. The point is, the picture they're trying to paint of me to the world is not the picture of who I am, but more importantly, why are they investing billions of dollars to paint this picture to the world, known as smear campaigns, disinformation, defamation, slander, libel. But we have a statement from Jennifer Pilchick Perelman stating, I need to be deemed crazy. Right after this, arrests with falsified paperwork to try to make me look crazy. Endless proof. Endless proof that I'm not crazy. And endless death threats or subtle threats about me talking about my life to people. I mean, look, if this person here doesn't want to hear about my life, they don't fucking have to. But if the good person over there with morals and integrity wants to hear about my life, well, I damn well have the right to fucking tell them, correct? And anyone that tells me that I can't tell that person that wants to know about my life, about my life, they're involved in a murder operation. Period. And that sums up everything. All the death threats. You better not talk or we kill you. You're a snitch, you're dead. It is what it is. You better learn to accept what we're doing or it's going to get a lot worse for you. A lot of these on video. Well, why would someone say that? I've never heard of someone saying that. Now, more importantly, what's scarier than shit is the people saying it are complete fucking strangers. I don't know who the fuck they are. Right? I don't know who the fuck they are. So when strangers are stranger worldwide is threatening my life and taking part in a worldwide mobbing since 5 years old and then trying to turn it all around on me, that's fucking freaky. What's the word I'm looking for? What allegiance, okay? What allegiance do any of these strangers here? I'm in Long Beach now, where there's a lot of the mental illness tactics and people. What allegiance do these random people in Long Beach have to Jen Pilchick getting into Congress or Jason Perelman becoming orthopedic surgeon, or not a urologist, a psychotic Dr. Giggles, a psychotic Dr. Giggles urologist? What allegiance do these strangers have to Jason Perelman? So much so that if he goes out and tries to kill his younger brother or torture him or put him in a mental institution because he hates his guts, what allegiance do all these strangers have to Jason Perelman's piddly little fucking orthopedic surgery place he works, or even if he's part of the practice now, who fucking cares? What allegiance? What drives them? What makes Jason Perelman so special? Some slimy orthopedist or urologist, right? Why do they care? Why are they so angry at me and want to protect Jason Perelman? Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It never would normally happen. So is it really about brothers' rivalry or anything? No, of course not. Nor did I ever hate my brother. I love the guy until I found out he's hunting me with every resource to eradicate me. And all I've done is speak out. Look what's being done. These people won't stop. Can people do something? Police, will you do something? Why won't you help me, police? Why won't you help me, lawyers? Why won't you help me, private investigators? What makes Jason Perelman so special that he can kill everyone he wants? Right? So when people walk around calling me boss, trying to make me think I'm a mob boss or something, it doesn't even make sense, because I'm sitting here with a website going, look at what's fucking going on. No, we're not going to read your website. You can't do things like that. Well, I wouldn't have to if this was going on and people said that spending 42 years with worldwide support to kill someone or lock them in a mental institution for talking about it, these people won't stop. I wouldn't have to defend myself, now would I? And the form, most importantly, the form of me defending myself is completely fucking passive. The form of me defending myself is completely fucking passive. And it's just information. Freedom of speech, First Amendment. So, once again, if Jennifer Pilchick Perelman or anyone else says, well, Kevin, you can't put up a website showing proof of your innocence and that you're not crazy, and we're going to rid you of the world, then what they're stating is that oh, my lights are off. Okay, what they're stating is that they have the right to kill anyone they want. I don't like you, I'm going to kill you. I want your job, I'm going to kill you. I want to use you as a stepping stone for my future, I'm going to kill you. Okay, so let's say all of a sudden Jennifer Pilchick gets into Congress, and now maybe, this is a theoretical, I can't tell you. Jennifer Pilchick gets into Congress, and she says, I'm going to fight against what was done to Kevin Perelman. Almost like using me as a patsy to get what she wants and then become famous off of it, right? Well, I can think of all sorts of scenarios, all sorts of opinions on that. First, if someone spends 42 years to try to torture me and kill me to become famous off me and then saves me at the end, they're a low-life piece of fucking shit to begin with. To try to turn me into Jesus because someone doesn't like a t-shirt, a joke t-shirt I bought at 21 at the joke t-shirt shop with worldwide support, and that's not what this is about. They're a piece of shit. If intentions. I don't know Jennifer Pilchick Perelman very well. I know who Jason Perelman is now. I don't know who Jennifer Pilchick is. I don't know what she's capable, aside from watching her drag my name through the mud, launch a worldwide campaign to torture and kill me, and then while trying to put me in a mental institution, which still hasn't stopped. What reason would I have to believe that this person with her father, who's paying off the judicial system and government to lock me away, oh gee, is now going to do a 180? How the fuck do I know that? Now, we come to the next thing. Jason Perelman or Jen Pilchick has not admitted to the situation, correct? I'm imagining it. I'm crazy. I'm a loon. We got it on paper. What reason do I have to believe that all of a sudden Jennifer Pilchick is going to be now a good person with Jason Perelman at the very end of what they're getting, what they wanted since I was 5 years old? Okay? I don't know any motherfucker that spends 42 years to throw someone in to a mental institution and is actually running for fucking Congress to pass laws and is putting statements about legality of stopping people from freedom of speech to defend themselves and running for Congress of the United States of America. She has made those statements and acted on her anger and rage. Correct? What reason would she now do a 180? Well, she might have her agenda, but I sure as hell don't know what it is, and it's unacceptable what they've done to begin with. Correct? Okay. So, the point is, why is she trying to get into such a high power position, just like Dinse was running for district... Shit. He's running for District 12 City Council, I think. The guy, the white supremacist Dinse, who's been sued by Rex Schillenberger. Not just Dinse, the entire LA County. And it's in... You can download all the documents off my website, the court documents, as well as read about the news articles of Los Angeles County being sued by Rex Schillenberger. I don't know why. And Rex Schillenberger, Dinse is claiming, trying to force him into mental institutions and fabricating paperwork, just like he did for me on his police reports, to try to lock. And it has stated his agenda about people with mental illness and trying to lock people with mental illness away and force them into mental institutions, which is clearly linked to Jennifer Pilchick Perelman and Jason Perelman on their Adolf Hitler resumes. Remember, one most important thing, I kissed a black girl at 8 years old. My family went around with Jason Perelman telling the world I'm a white supremacist for kissing a black girl. Jason was born Jewish. I believe Jen Pilchick is Jewish. Are they really Jewish? Do you understand what I'm saying? You can be born Jewish, but it doesn't really make you Jewish. Does that make sense? You could be born Jewish, but have the belief of the Nazis. You aren't your bloodline. You are who you are, and especially at the present moment. And no, I'm not saying that because I just watched Total Recall. I'm saying it because your actions define you. Your actions define you. Even if you fucked up in the past, your actions define you now. I never really fucked up. I made imperfect mistakes, nothing that would lock you in jail or anything. Human mistakes that everyone makes. But human mistakes that everyone makes. But they're trying to sort of nitpick them and dramatize them into crimes and turn... I farted out in public, so therefore I try to gas people to death with biological warfare. You know, things that don't make sense. Okay, so the point I'm making is... sorry, I'm tired. The point I'm making is, just because someone's Jewish... Okay, right at the end, battery dies. The point I'm making before I lose my train of thought is just because you're Jewish does not make you Jewish. Just because you're born Jewish does not make you Jewish. You can be born Jewish, you can be born Christian, you can be black, you can be Asian. It doesn't matter. My brother is born Jewish, but does he believe in the Torah and the readings of being a good person? No, clearly not. As a matter of fact, that he, Jennifer Pilchick Perelman, and the rest of my family actually follow very closely to the beliefs of Nazis and Adolf Hitler in a whole new method of like a pseudo-Nazism or pseudo, you know what I'm saying? And everything they're doing, to me, fits what Adolf Hitler did. They're hunting me for reading books about people abusing me and things like that. Well, who do you know that burned books and killed people for reading books? Adolf Hitler. Everything that's being done to me, it fits the profile of Adolf Hitler or slave owners. More so Adolf Hitler and KKK. And then they're running around saying that I'm a white supremacist. Okay, so notice how everything that's done to me is turned around on me. I kiss a black girl at 8 years old, I need to be exterminated, I'm a white supremacist. Okay, my point is, it is not where you come from, it's who the fuck you are. Okay? You can be born Jewish and you can be a Nazi. You can be Asian and you can be a psychotic murderer. I don't know, that's not a religion, so that's harder to... better yet, you can be black and you can be an Uncle Tom that wants to make white people slaves. Correct? And you can take a black guy that has hate and anger towards his ancestors from slavery and take out his anger and rage on white people and say, well, now you're my slave because white people did this to my ancestors, making the black guy the same thing as a slave owner. Correct? Okay? It's not where you come from. It's not whether you got bar mitzvahed. It is who you are. It is your actions. And I'm just going to throw in one weird side note. One of their lame scams is that Kevin's an asshole and he's committed the asshole crime and he needs to be hunted and killed by worldwide support. Well, that in itself doesn't make any sense. I've never seen anyone being hunted and killed for the asshole crime. And this, even though it shouldn't even be discussed, I don't even know why I'm discussing it. I've been a really fucking exceptional person my entire life. Am I perfect? No. Have I ever been an asshole? Yes. But 99.9% of the time, I was an asshole to assholes shitting on me. Okay? So you can't take things out of context like my family, police, and government have done to me my entire life, trying to create these imaginary labels and give them out to the entire planet. And if that is being done for any fucking reason at all, even if I was an asshole, it's personal. Someone wants someone dead and gone, dead or gone, dead and or gone. And that's what it's really about. So, example, at 14, if I say, fuck you, mom, who cares what people think, she's coming after me in anger and rage for saying fuck you to her because I was an asshole. I was an asshole to her on one single time in my entire life, but that does not make me an asshole. But once again, whether I was an asshole or did one asshole-ish thing is irrelevant to someone investing their entire life to exterminating someone. Okay, they're completely, it doesn't make sense. Nobody NSA data mines someone's life and tries to collect every negative thing and leave out the full story. Okay, period. Okay, and in my life, most things are collected, twisted into complete fantasies, and given to the entire planet in secret across the internet on these kill networks built around me in 1994 when my brother wanted me to see the internet so bad. But it had been going on before that. They just didn't have the technology to reach the planet. Okay? So before that, we're going to pay off Kelly Hatch to follow Kevin up to Southern Oregon State College, spew out the lies, work with the police to eradicate Kevin. Kevin moves to University of Colorado, send the next group of people after Kevin to eradicate them. Mike Wexler, Jason Baum, many others, all linked to my brother, showing that anyone that comes, any direct connection to my brother is we want to kill Kevin. Okay, we want to eradicate Kevin. But what's even scarier than that is it's not just friends of my brothers, it's strangers as well working with them all. Okay, so Kelly Hatch goes to Southern Oregon State College, notifies everyone in the dorms and city, do these things to Kevin, rid him of the world. Okay, you got it? Okay, follow Kevin to here, do these things. Follow Kevin to there, do these things. There's no walking away. You are hunted to the ends of the planet since 5 years old. Okay, so I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm going to chill out. No, there is no crime in saying I'm going to chill. I don't know why the world is told I've committed a crime by saying I'm going to chill out. I'm going to chill, whatever. And that is the absurdity of the insanity of things that don't make sense with their Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo things, while they try to send me idea of reference messages to try to make me look like a schizophrenic, like a violent paranoid schizo, starting at 5 years old. Okay, that's it. The end. I'm exhausted. Good night. Fuck you. That's a joke. That's a fuck you joke. Okay. Don't hunt me and kill me over it. Okay. And that's it. So, I haven't done one of these in a long time, but I felt that I have a need to do one right now, finding out this new information that behind the scenes, Jennifer Pilchick Perelman is running for United States Congress, showing that all these freaky links of things that I couldn't understand, like news organizations and Greg Gutfeld hunting me to have me exterminated with endless billions of dollars from some shy, quiet person who's never really done much in life to begin with, which is scarier than fuck, is happening. The people contacting the people in the media, my family, are doing it. They're creating these network extermination connections with every resource on the planet. Some guy that has nothing. I have no resources. Nothing. I have no power. I have no resources. I have no control. I've never had power, never had resources, never had control. I had a shitty ass joke of a company called Signet E-Services. After that, I found out Mike Huntley was sent after me to have me killed. Starting at 14, linking to my brother with Paul Humphrey. It's kind of like the analogy that the U.S. government is sending nuclear missiles every day after some ant walking around on the ground going, why are fucking nuclear missiles following me around? I'm just a little ant. I don't understand. Okay, so I'm going to sort of leave it at that. Okay, so have a good night. Whatever. Bye.